Hi, I'm Gabriel and this is Learning English Path. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to use the adverb even. Okay, we are going to study the adverb even. Now, this is very different from the adjective even. Okay, so don't get confused with that word, all right? We're only looking at the adverb in this lesson. So, even is an adverb used to emphasize the information about to follow, right? The information after the word even, marking it as unusual, surprising, or extreme. Okay, so we're going to look at a lot of examples, all right? So the first sentence is, I don't know how she works on that computer. Now let's try to add the word even in this sentence. And actually, there are a few places we can add this word to emphasize different parts of the sentence or different aspects of this information. All right? So we can actually put this word anywhere, well, not anywhere. We can put this word in many places in the structure. It can be before a pronoun, before a preposition, before a verb. All right? So let's look. Even I don't know how she works on that computer. All right, so here, I is emphasized because it immediately follows the word even. So even I don't know how she works on that computer. That means maybe there's no one who knows how she does it. And if anyone would know, then it would be me. But even I don't know. Okay? So that's one way to use this word. It's unusual that I don't know this, right? Or it's surprising, or it's extreme, maybe. So this is an example of the adverb coming before a pronoun, right? I. Another one. I don't even know how she works on that computer. All right, in this case, the adverb even is placed before the word know, before the verb, right? So all the information is emphasized, really, because it is immediately preceding the head verb, right? The head verb is know. So even directly precedes the head verb. So all the information is emphasized. It's like, I don't even know how she works on that computer. So it might vary depending on the tone. In this case, if you're listening to someone say the sentence, you might have to listen for where the emphasis is in tone. So it could be, I don't even know how she works on that computer. Or, I don't even know how she works on that computer. Or, I don't even know how she works on that computer. Right? It really depends on how it's said. So you need to listen to the tone too. But in this case, it could be any of them. Or it could be all of it, because it's just before the head verb. I don't know how even she works on that computer. Now here it's directly before the pronoun she, right? The personal pronoun she. And so that is what's emphasized. She is emphasized. I don't even I don't know how even she works on that computer. So it's maybe that you don't know how anyone can work on that computer. But if anyone could do it, it would be her. But the computer perhaps is so slow that I don't even know how she would do it. Right? All right, next one. I don't know how she even works on that computer. Okay, this is an interesting one because it's the secondary verb here that the adverb comes before. So it could be that works is emphasized. So I don't know how she even works on that computer. So it could be that maybe she does many things on that computer, but the computer is so slow or so bad in some way, right? But she does many things. And you don't even know how she works on that computer, let alone do everything else she does with it. Or all the information following the adverb even is emphasized. So I don't know how she even works on that computer. So maybe you don't know how she does anything, right? Maybe she does so many things and you don't know how she does any of it. But and you don't even know how she works on this computer. That might be the simplest thing to understand, but you don't even know that, right? All right, the next one. I don't know how she works even on that computer. So here it comes before a preposition, but really what's emphasized is that computer, right? So you could say, I don't know how she works on even that computer, but it makes more sense actually to put it before the preposition. So I don't know how she works even on that computer. You're talking about maybe she works on all of the computers and you don't even know how she works on that one, right? Let alone all the others. You don't even know how she works even on that computer, even on one. All right, let's look at some other examples where the adverb is used to describe something unusual or surprising or extreme. He always wears a t-shirt, even when it's snowy. So here it's unusual that he would wear a t-shirt when it's snowy, but he does, right? So he is always wearing this t-shirt or a t-shirt, and he's even doing it when you would not expect him to. So even when it would be very unusual, he does it. Even the dogs ran away from her. So again, you might expect the dogs to be an exception, right? If you might say everyone ran away from her, and the other person might say, well, okay, all the people, you mean? And then you might say, no, even the dogs, right? You might think that I'm not talking about the dogs, but I'm even talking about the dogs. So you need to add that. Add what you think is an exception. It's unusual, but it happened. Even the dogs ran away from her. They do everything together. They even go to the bathroom together. So again, you might think when someone says they do everything together, you might think, okay, they do everything. But of course, they don't go to the bathroom together. But then you might say, no, They even go to the bathroom together. So something you think might be an exception, then you want to say they also do that. You would say even. Use the adverb even. All right, what about the negative? All right, so negative plus even. You would use the auxiliary verb plus not plus even plus verb. By the way, you might also use never. So you can say not or never in any of these sentences. I don't know what she wants for breakfast. I haven't even seen her. So again, have not even plus verb. All right? I haven't even seen her. So here it's, you're asking me what she wants for breakfast, but I haven't seen her. It's not that I just don't know what she wants. I haven't even seen her. Okay? I don't even know where to start. Okay? Do plus not plus even plus verb. So it's not just that you don't know how to do something. So you don't even know how to where to start, right? So it's talking about an extreme case or something, again, that you might think, okay, you don't know what to do, but you must at least know where to start. And then you say, no, I don't even know where to start. Okay? So you're talking about something the other person might think is an exception. And you say, no, that's not an exception. Even this, I don't know. Don't pass the ball to him. He can't even kick. All right, here it's can, not, even, and then verb. So he can't even kick. All right. And again, you might use the negative never. So you wouldn't say he can never even kick. You wouldn't say that, but you would say maybe he has never even kicked a ball, right? He has never done something. Then you would be using the present perfect simple to talk about something someone has never done. Never even done. So don't pass the ball to him. He has never even kicked a ball. All right, now let's look at some phrases with the word even in it. So there are 6 of these, and the first one is even now. All right. If you hear someone saying even now, that is used to emphasize something that still continues. Let's look at an example. Even now, slavery still exists all over the world. So you might think that slavery doesn't exist anymore. But no, even now, slavery still exists all over the world in 2019. Even then. All right, so it could be used in the same way as even now, just to talk about a time in the past. But it can also be used to emphasize something that happens despite expectations. For example, we could try to restart the computer, but even then it might not work. Right? Have you ever had the experience of trying to get a program to work and your friend says, well, let's restart the computer. But even after you restart the computer, it still might not work. So we could try to restart the computer, but even then, it might not work. Even as. This is used to emphasize surprise that two events were happening at the same time. For example, even as she was speaking, she laughed. Okay, so it's kind of surprising that she laughed while she was speaking. So even as she was speaking, she laughed. And this could be that, this girl laughed a lot, laughed always, right? And even as she was speaking, she did that. Even when is used to emphasize surprise that something happens under a certain condition, despite expectations. For example, he's always smiling, even when he's asleep, right? So the condition is that he's asleep and he's always smiling. You might think, well, he's not smiling when he's asleep. But no, even when he's asleep, he's smiling, right? And even if. This is used to emphasize surprise that something does or would happen under a certain condition despite expectations. For example, even if I get up at 4 o'clock, I still lose track of time. All right, so if you do this, or if you would do this, maybe you haven't done it, but maybe if you would, then you'd still lose track of time. Or I would, right? And the last one here is even though. And this is used to emphasize surprise that something does happen under a certain condition, despite expectations. So even if maybe that is an unreal situation, but even though is a result that you actually know for sure happens, okay? Even though he doesn't love me, I still love him. All right? So here, the surprise is that I still love him, right? Even though he doesn't love me. So you could change the sentence actually to say, I still love him even though he doesn't love me. So it's a surprise that these two go together under the condition that he doesn't love me, right? All right, that's a lot of even information, but there's actually one more, comparative. Oh, before we get to the comparative, we have even so. This is used to emphasize that something is the case despite something else you've already said. Okay? So I almost forgot about this. Even so, it's a very long and dangerous journey. But even so, I must go. All right? So even though, you could also say even though in this case, but what even so means is it looks at something you've already said and emphasizes what's to come. It contradicts what you've just said in a way, or it at least says that you're going to do something despite what you've already said, or you believe something despite what you've already said, or something is the case despite what you've already said. Okay? So it puts the emphasis on the contradiction. Now the comparative, even plus comparative. This is used to emphasize surprise when making comparisons. For example, you could just say the elephant is bigger than the other one. Or you could say the elephant is even bigger than the other one. And that's surprising because the other one was so big, right? The other elephant was so big, but this one, or that one's even bigger than the other one, right? Again, the blue car goes even faster than the red one. So maybe you already drove the red car and it went really, really fast. And now you're in the blue car and you're shocked. It goes even faster than the red one. And the last example, this year, computers will become even more expensive. Now here we don't have an object after expensive, so it's not even more expensive than. So because it doesn't have that, we should understand that to become even more expensive than they already are now, or they have been in the past, right? Usually we're comparing in context, okay? And the context here we would take to mean time, because it doesn't specify anything else. And we're talking about time because it says at the beginning this year, right? So we understand the sentence in the context of time because it says this year, computers will become even more expensive. So if you couldn't already believe how expensive computers are, wait till this year. They'll become even more expensive, right? All right, so that's a lot of even information. I hope you understand this word better. And if you want to learn English with songs, if you love to listen to songs, then get my free PDF guide on 101 songs to Learn English. And the link for that is in the description. You get it completely for free, sent to your email address now. And please do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for more great English language video lessons to come in the future. All right, keep learning, my friend, and keep going.